Take a look at Nick Walker. Looks pretty darn good, if you ask me. He's been lifting weights. He's been flexing. He could win this show. He could win this show. What show am I referring to? The biggest show of the year? The biggest show of the decade? Perhaps the biggest show of all time in terms of bodybuilding. The 2022 Mr. Olympia. They could be announcing that name to this guy, Nick Walker. Like I said, guys, he's been lifting weights. But not only that, he is shredded. Look at this shot here from the side. I don't think I've ever seen an on-stage version of Nick Walker that looks quite so conditioned. Also, the size. And we are, what are we, guys? Less than a week? We're a week away. We're 1 week away to the Olympia. 1 week from now, they'll be posing. They'll be flexing. They'll be flexing on Sunday, too, I can imagine. But yeah. Here is a nice little side-by-side just to show Nick from a couple of months back. And this is how he has dialed in. Can you imagine the difference here? Look at that. Facially, hard to size exactly because the camera angle is tilted so dousely. It's actually better, the nowadays when the camera's down a little bit. So that's more of what you're going to see on stage. And I gotta say, here's another one. Here's a most muscular. Look how big he was. And you can see he was cultivating all that meat, the top sirloin. He was cultivating all that top sirloin meat underneath. Just a thin layer of water. He never got fat. They don't get fat. People say, oh, they get fat. That's not fat. He's huge. And now he's unhuman-like shredded. But yeah, Nick Walker. Watch out, Brandon Curry. Speaking of Brandon Curry, here is Rafael Brandao. Brandon Curry, he put Rafael way ahead of Nick Walker. He had Rafael, what, in 5th, I think? Way up in 5th. Could you imagine that? And he had Nick Walker in 10th. So, wow. I mean, he looks good. He would be smiling with Rafael Brandao if he got ahead of Nick Walker in any way, shape, or form. But to get 5th, yeah, he would be smiling. I don't think that he has what it takes to get in that deep. Doesn't really matter. There's certain guys here that, there's just not gonna be room for Rafael to get 5th. Then there's a dude like this. And I think he, blessing Awodibu, he has been in the gym stewing, just packing on muscle and intensity. Hearing people talk about your Andrew Jacks, your Hunter Labradas, your Michael Creezos, all these other names. Are we forgetting about this beast? This blessing Awodibu, the boogeyman. I don't think we should be. I think we should definitely not overlook this guy. 2-time pro show winner. He won the Indy. Need we be reminded? He won the New York Pro. Couple of shows right there. Very big shows. Good competition there. He mowed right through everybody. Well, Charles looked good too, and that's just another guy there. I mean, there's so many dudes, including, look at this guy, James Hollingshead. And between Blessing and James, even Rafael, well, less Rafael now that Brandon Curry put him in the top 5, top 6, top 5, I think. We have Blessing and James Hollingshead. And they could, not easily, but if a few guys drop the ball, they could easily get into that top 10. And I gotta say, he hasn't been boasting about his placings. A lot of times, guys go out there and say, oh, I'm going to get into the top 3, things of that nature. And then people start considering it. James isn't saying that. But it looks like from his physique, he's in that gym. And he's doing it, mate. That's the way we do it in Britain. I don't think we say mate, though. That's Australia. But that's the Canadian attempt had a British accent. And that's just nothing but respect for you, big man. James Hollingshead from Max Muscle. Let us gear down. Well, I don't want to say gear down. To the 212. Excellent division. We have Keone Pearson. And he gave us a glimpse of his obliques. Keone, he has one of the best structures in the division, no doubt. Small waistline, booming upper body. He's incredible. And now, if he has obliques like this, could be trouble for a lot of the guys on the roster. I mean, I don't see too many guys in the 212 division with a set of obliques like these right here. Ooh, well, look at those obliques. They look pretty shredded to me. In fact, one could say they look peeled. This is Kerrith Bajjo. And I looked through the prediction lists, and I find that a lot of people are overlooking this guy for a first call-out situation. I don't know. Call me crazy, but if you went back to 2020 and you started saying Sean Clarita was going to win the title, a lot of people would say, I mean, you're crazy, right? But I see the eye of the tiger. I know he's not showing his eyes here, but I sense a vibe this year from Kerrith Bajjo. I mean, he just has that eye of the tiger. He is an angel in his corner. I'm telling you right now, guys. Don't be surprised if you see Kerrith Bajjo in the winner circle. 212 division champion? Wow. Sure would be exciting. Let's stay in to the 212 division for just 1 minute and have a look at one of my favorite bodybuilders. I've been following this guy for years. Sunit Jadhav, Indian superstar. And I'm so glad that he is in the IFBB now. He lost the India pro. Who was it? Hamid Yuma? I apologize if I got his name wrong, but yeah, I was pretty upset. Wanted to see him in the Olympia, but I mean, with so many lions this year, might have been a blessing in disguise. No pun intended, the blessing Awodibu, but yeah, I don't think Blessing could make 212 if he didn't eat for a month. But either which way, guys, yeah, I think a little bit more refinement. He needs to know what he knows what he needs now, I think, to crack into the winner circle for some pro shows in the 212 division. And then it's going to be an uphill battle, I'm here to tell you. Lot of hungry young lions in that division. So yeah, Sunit Jadhav, shout out to him. And we're going to finish this one off with a little bit of a few day old piece of news here. And very unfortunate, guys. This beast, this now refined beast, Colonel Crunch, Hassan Mostafa, will not be competing. He's a 2-time pro show winner too. He won the Puerto Rico, he won the Orlando, much like Blessing. And I was excited to see him in the Olympia. He will not be competing at the Olympia. And you know what? There's so many guys. When a dude does drop out, I mean, I feel for them. But you know what? It's very easy, especially a shorter guy like this, to get lost in the pack. Not too many people are talking about him. That can actually hurt you, as unfortunate as that is. So yeah, come back next year. Keep that condition. Man, get that traditional Hassan Colonel Crunch size back. With that, I mean, that would beat Nick Walker. It would be Nick Walker-like. It would be the same type of mass. Anyway, guys, that's your news update video. We are winding down to the Olympia. I'm sure you guys are just as excited as I am. I mean, Anticipation City. Wowzers, wowzers. Hit thumbs up, guys. Subscribe. And have a nice one.